Ladies and gentlemen, we rise, we fall. Sometimes we shine, sometimes we don't. But on this stage, debate makes us great. On Kenya's #1 debate platform, this is the Great Debaters Contest Season 9. I am your host, Chris Boru.
And I am Esperanza Kapanga. We continue the search for the greatest debater in Mombasa County, and today's motion is a conversation rotating around the creator and his creation, stating that computers should replace teachers.
In the proposition, we have Ribe Girls High School.
And in the opposition, we have St. Charles Lwanga High School. Proposer number 1, you have 3 minutes to make your submissions.
My good people, Julius Yego, a gold medalist in Kenya, learned skills of javelin throwing through the YouTube. And where do we actually find the YouTube? It's definitely through the computers, laptops, desktops, and even in our phones. Let me ask another question. Have you ever wondered why the Kenyan government is integrating ICT in learning? Food for thought. My sophisticated name is Mildred Akich. I'm from Ribe Girls High School, and I'm here to propose this motion that states computers should replace teachers. Let me talk about delocalization. The government is transferring teachers to other schools. The Ribe boys are in our midst, and they can actually attest to this. The former principal, Mr. Diwani, was transferred to Makueni County. My good people, let me ask this. What or how do you think Mr. Diwani felt when he was leaving his family or his people, the people that he was so much attached to? Definitely, he felt so bad. What is happening currently in our country is that the Kenyan government, in association with the Teacher Service Commission, TSC, is taking teachers to the northeastern part of Kenya. But hey, please tell me, how many of you can actually go work in an area where there is inadequate security? How many? Definitely none of us. So, hey, what if we introduce computers in our schools? Computers won't hesitate to this matter. No computer will say, I don't want to go work because there's no security in that area. No computer will actually talk. So this will ensure learning in these areas. Another point is that teachers are not efficient in delivery of information. I'm not saying that computers don't have errors, but hey, computers give researched information. How many of us have ever, once upon a time, asked a question in class? A question related to the topic that the teacher has just taught. And the teacher says, young girl or young boy, I'll come give you back the answer in the next lesson after I've done some research. How many? Definitely a number of us. But what if we have the computers in our schools, in our classrooms? You just sit, type whatever any information that you need from or any information that you had not understood, and there, boom, you'll get the information. Another thing I'm actually going to talk about is the teachers give discrete information. How does this happen? Let's take an example of a biology teacher teaching about the sex education. And you've not understood, or a student needs some information related to sex education. But due to the teacher's personality, or the teacher may be too shy to disclose the information to the students, the student won't be able to get the information that he or she requires. But hey, what we have, the computers. You type whatever you need, and there, you'll get the information that you require. Because I'm so sure that you've never heard of shy computers. Have you? They are not shy computers. I'm going to stop at that because time is of the essence. Mildred Akish from Ribe Girls High School. Thank you.
First proposer, you have 3 minutes to make your submissions.
Well. We've all heard it. Computers. I'm sick and tired of these computers. Teachers have 3 love. Love to learning, love to learners, and love for the first 2 loves. My name is Stacy from St. Charles Lwanga, and I'm here to strongly oppose the motion that says computers should replace teachers. Firstly, what is this computers you're talking about? Computer is a device that accepts data, manipulates it, and gives results. What is to replace? To replace is to substitute. What is teachers? Teachers are persons who are trained to teach, especially in schools. To begin with, a teacher is of more importance than what he teaches. Emotional intelligence. My teachers, when I'm with them in school, they can understand me better than these computers you're talking about. If I have problems from home, I have problems, I'm crying, I'm emotionally stressed, teachers are there to talk to me. They emphasize. You claim that computers help us a lot. Let me ask you, you came from school, you left the computers, but the teachers accompanied you up to here. You are able to speak in front here because of their support. Teachers, you hear this. You teach us a lot. And an example, look at schools in Mombasa. A school like Makirungi. It is in a place that there is no infrastructure, no electricity. How do you accept us? How do you expect us to learn in such places? Are we not human with feelings? We are being rained on every day as we go to school, but you still stand by your computers. Secondly, vast information. Yes, computers give information, but they give you standardized information. They can't break the information for you to understand. There are those students who need the information to be comprehended, but you still claim that computers help you. Tell us how. We can't even see the information the computers give us. We need to understand so that in our examinations, we are able to tackle the questions and give the right answers. Thirdly, practicals out there are being studied with the teachers, like PE, physical education. It's through the teachers' support, not computers. And I stand by my words. Computers can never replace teachers. Thank you. I raise my case.
Second proposer, you have 3 minutes for rebuttal.
I acknowledge and appreciate the presence of every teacher in this house who have worked tirelessly to give and provide information and education to the students in this house, across the country, and even across the globe. Really, your efforts are immeasurable. However, my members and I feel that computers will teach the students more efficiently. Cecilia Ann Otieno, Ribe Girls High School. My member across the side said that the teachers provide love to the students. I'd like to ask you this question. What about those teachers who have a natural negative attitude towards some students? Let's take an instance, for example, a math teacher who expects that everyone in the class must understand whatever he says at that instant. What about those students who are not able to understand immediately? Those who have slow progress? Please answer that. I'm here to propose the motion that says computers should really replace the teachers. This is because across the country, let's take an instant. Last year, November, we see that there are teachers who have been responsible for the defilement and early pregnancy in students in some girls' schools in the country. According to mobile.nation.co.ke, some TSC say that 32 teachers have been registered for defiling and impregnating girls. This is very bad. Computers don't do that. Computers give information on how to prevent the pregnancy and how to use the contraceptives so as to prevent the pregnancy. And if you want to hear more on what I'm going to talk about, hear you there, see properly, and I'll explain to you, or I tell you more on how computers are more advantageous than the teachers. And another reason for this, we see that learning takes place even if the teachers are absent in schools. We see that in some schools, we see that some emergency occurs in some schools and the teachers have to go away for a while. Now we see that if they leave and if the students depend 100% completely on the teachers, learning stops. But if we have computers in school and the teachers are away, we see that learning still goes on. I hope you all agree to this. And my last point on proposing this motion is that computers are more efficient. Computers give 100% of the information on what the students research on, unlike the teachers who tell us they give us 25% of what we have to know. Thank you.
Second opposer, you have 3 minutes for rebuttal.
Behind every successful man or woman, there is the silent hero or heroine, the teacher. Ahmed Mahmoud from St. Charles Lwanga Secondary School, ready to oppose the motion that says computers should replace teachers. First and foremost, what I've heard from my opponent, the Kenyan government is starting an integration of ICT in learning. Yes, I accept it, but they have not replaced. Remember that. And also, sorry to say this, but before a teacher is employed, he or she signs a contract that he or she will work in any part of the country, no matter how remote it is. He or she has signed the contract. So you can't say that a teacher will refuse to go to a remote area to teach. And also, acknowledge the teachers and said that their efforts are unmeasurable. As said by my opponent, that's already enough, unmeasurable. Then why should we go extra mile to employ these computers? No. On to my first point. But these computers, if we replace computers with teachers, it will cause unemployment. As our Honorable Judge Maina said just recently this morning and asked the audience, factors affecting the country. And one of the students said unemployment. If already unemployment is a problem, then why are we trying to increase the number of unemployment? This, according to the business training, according to Business Africa research done, it stated that there are 429,259 registered teachers in Kenya. So where will they go? I'm asking you a question. Where will they go? What will happen to them? What will they put on their table as a food? Seriously, there's food for thought for you guys. And also, according to the National Center for Education Statistics, it says that the US has 3,377,900 public school teachers. You see, a country we consider developed, a country that we consider developed good infrastructure, technologically developed, US, has all this number of teachers. Then why? Why do we say that we should employ the computers? No, we should not. Okay, lack of focus. You as a student sitting there, perhaps this room is provided with Wi-Fi and computers and smartphones. Will you really concentrate? Will you really even be listening to us? Will you? Lack of focus. Remember that. So if we employ these computers, they will not be able to understand the human touch that teachers give us will make us concentrate in class. And also the cost of maintenance. Perhaps we take these computers to areas like remote areas. There's insecurity, remember. The computers might get lost, but a teacher will still be a teacher. Thank you.
The proposers have been asked, who feeds information into the computers if not teachers? The opposers, on the other hand, have been asked, which solutions are they giving us if we should not replace teachers with computers for the shortcomings of having teachers in our system, such as strikes? Third proposer, you have 3 minutes to respond.
A new broom sweeps clean. Mapenzi Kaingu, Ribe Girls. I want to answer my learned friend who just asked about who feeds the computer if not teachers. Well, we cannot specify that teachers are the ones who fill the computers, since we have so many scientists who have been doing researches and posting information into the computers. We also have so many people using internet into the continent. So we cannot actually say that teachers are filling the computer. And if it is so, then least percentage of teachers, but most is done by scientists or other people in the continent. Well, one of my colleagues from the opposite side talked about replacing computers will bring about unemployment. Fine. We are, as a group, we are not actually saying that replacing teachers with computers will do away with all the teachers. We are not completely doing away with the teachers, but what we are trying to do is combining the powers and see on how we are going to increase or on how we are going to empower education or creating conducive education into schools. And that is why computers do not have character flaws. Like computers do not have attitudes. Take over a teacher who gets in class, and as my colleague has said this, gets in class, has a negative attitude towards you. Are you going to settle in class? Unlike computers, it cannot smile at you, it cannot ignore you, it is just there, enjoying how to read information into the computer. And again, we are saying that computer is a better resource of learning since it provides different techniques of learning, unlike a teacher who gives only one method. You are seeing this teacher every day in your class, standing in front of you, reading from a book, giving statistics from the computer. And I'm quite sure, some of you, from what you have been seeing in front here, you have been using the computers to get the information. So, what if we implement computers in schools? Again, I want to talk also about computers now. When we use these computers, they will be able to put students at their own pace. Unlike a teacher, whether you have understood or not, this teacher will just move into the next topic. But computer, it will give you the same information every time you go into it, every time you want to access computer. And also, it will make these students who are behind to catch up with others, and also those who are in front to excel. So that is why we are saying that computers should replace teachers. We are not saying that it should completely do away with. Change your words, change your attitude, bring new change, implement computers in your school, brings good performance. I rest my case.
Kadopuza, you have 3 minutes to respond to your question.
My name is Samira Dahir from St. Charles, Lwanga. Here to oppose the motion that states computer should replace teachers. I would like to answer the question posed by the audience. You asked that why are teachers going on strikes? The solution is that we should increase the salaries of these teachers, because rather than employing computers, just try to estimate how many schools are here in our country. And buying computers in every school so as to replace teachers, the maintenance cost, the amount of money that is supposed to buy these computers, the salaries that we increase so as to stop these teachers, to stop the strikes, is less compared to the amount of money needed to employ and maintain these computers. Everyone here in this room, almost everyone here in this room are a product of their teachers. You know, teachers are like our second parents. Teachers, parents entrust us to the teachers. Most of us here are studying in boarding schools, isn't it? And our parents know that their children are in safe hands. They know that their children are with people whom they can trust. But if the computers are employed, when they feel that the children are not in good hands. Another thing is that the presence of teachers enhances parental involvement. A teacher, a parent wants to know the progress of his or her child. This parent wants to know how the children are performing socially and academically in school. It is absurd to say that computers should replace teachers, whereby parents will come to school in academic clinics and meetings, coming to speak with their computers, knowing the progress of their children. Isn't this unlogic? Another thing is that teachers enhance interpersonal relation. Teachers enrich students with morals, respect, so that they can relate with their fellow classmates, their elders, and their parents. Can you say that computers can do this? Computers, can they enrich morals to the students? I don't think so. Another thing is that according to the 844 system is going to another phase of CBC, which is the competence-based curriculum, whereby we find that it is a hands-on system whereby the students are allowed to make things out of the local available materials. Do you think that computers can do that? Computers will not be there to guide and help the students try to implement on how to make these materials into something useful in the society. You know, computers, I want to conclude with this. Computers are there to support, but not to replace. I rest my case.
Proposers, you have 1 minute to make a final submission.
My people, taking my quotations from the gurus of Swahili, pema usijapo pema, ukipema sipema tena. People, let's call a spade, but not a big spade. I mean, why should we continue having teachers who are less efficient in giving information or in delivering information, yet the computers are the best? My opposers, we didn't say that we are doing away with the teachers. No, we never say that. But you know, teachers can actually be employed. They're not going to be rendered unemployed. How can this happen? The teachers can be employed as computer programmers or even the instructors. So this won't negatively affect the education system. I'd like to say that, you know, teachers cause distraction. A number of you can actually attest to this. Most of those who come from the boys' schools. There are female teachers who come to class dressed in mini skirts, blouses that exposes their cleavage. You see, this actually will make the students not concentrate on whatever the teacher is teaching. So I'm so sure a number of you can't say that, or I've never heard of computers that are immorally dressed. So this will actually enhance the students learn efficiently without no distraction. My firm decision is that computers should replace teachers. Thank you.
Opposers, you have 1 minute to make a final submission.
Once again, Ahmed Mahmoud back on stage. As my colleague has said, computers are there to support but not to replace. Let's employ these teachers together with the computers to lead to a fun and interesting, to make the learning interesting and fun for the students. So integration, teachers plus the computers will lead to a good and better education. And the motion even states that computers should replace teachers. So this side are proposing, meaning that they say that it should replace completely. But the computers are there to support, not to replace. Thank you.
I want to commend both teams. Why? You're very strong teams, and you gave each other quite a run for this debate. So I want to appreciate those levels. And even the one that wins on our table of judges, it was quite heated here as well, because we were trying to really see who took the day and who did not. And so it's by a very small margin, by the way. Computers should do what? Replace teachers. For the proposers, the word replace, I want to send you later on to go and check the meaning. Replace does not mean we are not saying that we don't do away. Replace means completely do away with, okay? So I think that was a bit of a detriment on your end in terms of understanding that. Were there many examples? Yes, we've seen a lot of that. There's a lot of online courses going on. There's a lot of universities going online. In fact, there are even articles saying that the future of universities is actually online. So when you see that, there could be a lot of ways you could have given more examples.
Stacy, you had a good start. Good definition of terms. The issue of emotional intelligence, the Mwakironge example, the lack of infrastructure, and then bringing in computers. Those are examples that made you score under mastery of content. And then there is this convincing thing about you that stood out under style and presentation. Ahmed, you equally came out as a very good rebuttaler. The points you raised about unemployment, bringing in computers, causing more unemployment, and also validating your sources made you stand out. But you need to be time conscious. Be time conscious. Samira, you brought in a variety of examples. However, I felt if you could have begun with the CBC point, it could have made your argument so strong. But then you have that strong voice. You have those outstanding attributes of a debater. Guys, it was a tough one. May the most outstanding team win. Thank you.
For this very, very, very heated argument, Ribe girls, the judges awarded you a whooping 70.5%. Let's give them a round of applause. St. Charles, Lwanga, with only a difference of 0.5. The judges awarded you 71%, making you the winners of this debate. Congratulations to both schools for giving each other a tough time winning this one.
Esteemed viewers, the conversation does not end here because it still continues across our social media platforms with the hashtag GDC for SDGs. We'd like to challenge each and every school to take up the SDG challenge, whereby you're required to implement at least one sustainable development goal so as to bring change not only in your schools, communities, but also the country at large. Until the next episode, I've been your host, Chris Boru.
And I am Esperancia Kapanga. Stay with us as we continue the search.